Hello again and welcome back. My name's Annie and this is my creative detour. Today we're going back on to the full deck challenge that's run by Shana from ShanoukiArt, and today is Purple Day and there is an extra prompt that you have to use white splatters. I actually have used white splatters last week and the week before, and I used this ink, white acrylic ink. It's very liquid, it's easy, splatters very easy. You don't have to dilute it at all. That's very convenient for me because I'm kind of carrying that forward but also using it as the prompt. And I also am going to be using some ephemera because I got a haul video from AALL Create maybe a week or so, maybe a week and a half ago, and I've been super excited about these and wanting to try them, and there's lots of purple ones in here, so I'm going to actually use these today, and the video for this haul is actually on my channel if you'd like to see that. Let's get started. We'll pull out a card. I have separated the blacks from the reds. I'm just going to throw out a card and we'll see what we get, because with this really abstract ephemera, it has quite a lot of black line work around it. So I just think that a black card will be good. Oh, 7 of clubs is what we're working with today. I also, as you know, I've got to use a paint swatch, and I did pull out of my interior design resources. I've got quite a few paint swatches that I'm using up from when I used to be a designer. I pulled out some purples. I didn't have very many dark purples, but I had some lighter lilacs and mauves and things like that. So I've pulled those out. I also have pulled out some pattern paper, but I've got a few of these ephemera out. I also had on Josie last week, I had a transfer, a rub-on transfer. For those of you that saw the video, you would have seen that I used a graphic 45 rub-on transfer down the bottom here where the shells are and the waves, and it was from The Beach is Calling, I think it's called. I've decided that I would bring over a transfer. So I punched out of this sample here a tab. I like the word playful because this ephemera is very playful and happy and joyful, and it kind of looks like something that is a little bit juvenile or a little bit kiddie, but it's abstract. It's sort of like a modern take on a juvenile abstract kind of design, and it's quirky. So I like the word playful. So I actually have transferred letters onto here. I had 2 attempts and it was very fiddly. The transfers that I used were these ones here, the individual letters, and they are from Heidi Swap, I think. Yes, Heidi Swap, and they're rub-on transfers, and they're very, very fiddly and a bit finicky, to be honest. But I did manage to make it happen, and I'm pleased that I did it before I put the camera on because it was extremely fiddly and took way longer than it should have, to be honest. But nevertheless, it's done, and we're carrying over some transfers. I have got a few things pulled out, and I also have some stamens here that when I have leftover scrap card, sometimes I die cut out flowers. I actually have the box here. So I die cut out a whole heap of flowers, and they're ready for when I want to make some flowers. So I pulled out a few stamens because I may put some of them onto here as well. Let's get started. I'll get my mat to protect my nice bench top, and we'll set up and start gluing. So you can see here that on this paint swatch, I've actually ran it through a die and done a stitched embossed treatment on it, where it's just got some foliage, some leaves and swirls on it. and I'm going to use that as the background. I also, look at that, that name is Smooch. Isn't that, as the names of the paint are Wine Frost, Jezebel, and Smooch. Smooch is such a great name for a paint color. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to put this on here, cover the front of the card with it, and I think that we're probably going to cut a circle around the 7. So I'll pull out my punch. Okay, I've just punched out a circle to fit around the 7, so I'm actually going to glue that down now. I would like to get the lines straight though. Now, news. I did say on my last video that I posted that I went interstate and I ended up with COVID, which was very annoying and still is. You could probably hear my voice is a little bit croaky because I keep having this coughing episode. So that's been a bit frustrating. Okay, I'm just cutting around the edge of the card, getting rid of the excess. Now, I think that I'd like to stick the Playful on first because I want to make sure that I get that in the right spot before I put other things on. I've just got to decide whether I want Playful with dots on it or without. Actually, I possibly should cover the back. Let's cover the back early this week. Yes, so when I got the haul from AALL Create, it just reminded me of some of the things that I've got in my stash, my supplies, that are very playful. And that's one of the reasons why I like that brand too, because most of their products, they are quite playful. And it just reminded me to enjoy having fun. As we get older, sometimes we got to get a bit set in our ways and we don't really embrace just having fun. And I sounded very Australian there, having fun. But we don't tend to embrace just doing fun, light things. When I got some of these supplies, I just thought, oh, I'm going to have a little bit of a rummage through some of my things and pull out some of the things that are a little bit more playful. And so that's why the word playful has been on my mind really since I got that haul. And isn't it interesting that you just do something like buy some craft supplies from somewhere, but it prompts a thought, it prompts something in you that gives a shift. And I just thought, need to be a little bit more playful than what I am. I do play with the grandkids a lot. My grandson and I, when he comes home, he likes to go out in the backyard and play soccer. And Nonna has to set soccer challenges, and I have to come up with games for him to play. And then my granddaughter's, running around. She wants games to play and challenges. So I do play quite a bit with the grandkids, but I'm meaning playing in yourself, like being playful in your spirit, in your nature, and doing some things that you just love to do, but you don't think of doing them very often. Yeah, it did give me a little bit of a shift, to be honest, in my thinking, which was good. Hence the word playful. Okay, so I just put a few little packing pieces in there just to get that a little bit more level before I glue it shut. Okay, that looks good. And I actually have this little tassel that I think that I might clip on there, punch a hole and clip it on, because what's more playful than a tassel? Like, think about all the cardigans or sweatshirts or clothes that you really like that are some of your favourites. Most of them have always got a tassel on it. So I thought I'd pull out a few things that were a little bit more playful. I love how abstract these flowers are on this. They are super playful. Let's get the stems on. What have we got? I think this one needs to go to him. Oh yes, that looks good. Let's snip him off. I just was waiting for our cuckoo clock to finish, so I have stuck down a few things in the meantime. I'm just going to glue these on, these playful flowers. I'm just cutting off little bits of packing just to try and get the levels right. Yes, so I have been having lots of thinking time about my AALL Create haul and what I'm going to make with it. So this is my first official use of that particular haul. I've got a few projects that I'm thinking about. Okay, we'll tuck these leaves up in here and then we'll just decorate some of the flowers. I'm thinking that I'd like to put some of those stamen on to give it a little bit more dimension. This is quite a different style for me. I tend to like to tell a story. That's okay, it's good to do something different. Now I have another leaf here. I'm thinking I'd like the idea of tucking it in there. Let's do that. Let's stick that in there. Quite a different style, but that's okay. I like to mix things up, give things a go. All right. So these are just little bits of cardstock that I have die cut out, like I mentioned. And I think that I'd like to put them onto the flowers, give it a little bit of dimension. But what I might do first is I might do the splatters. Before we glue any extra on. So let's do that. So we've got a few white splatters. Now, what was I working on? I'd like to put a few of these stamen on. Need to try not to smudge those splatters. I might let them dry and I'll come back. Okay, they feel pretty dry now. So I might just cut these stems off. I'm not sure whether I want to cut off the flowers yet, so I'm just going to leave them until later, till I've decided. Okay, let's stick some of these stamen on to give it a bit of dimension. Yeah, that's good. And we want the purple on the yellow, complementary going on there. And a little bit of pink on this one. Yeah, that looks good. Now I also pulled out some gems, some little embellishments. So let's have a little look what looks good. We really do need to just bling this up and make it completely fun. Okay, let's pull out one of these and put it in there. That's a bit fun. Oh, that yellow's good. Oh, that yellow's better. Where did I get these from? Okay. This one here is Uniquely Creative, obviously, and we've got two Uniquely Creatives, and we've got a Doodlebug. And this one, the Poppy Crafts one, I got from Craft Online here in Australia. It is an online craft store. Oh yeah, that's pretty cute. And playful. I'm liking that. I'm going to leave the excess hang over. Why not? Okay, let's clean this up and I'll put some eyelets in. Okay, let's, I've just marked these to put some holes in for eyelets. What do I want? Because I don't have purple. I've got pink and I've got yellow. Okay, I've decided on the pink, so I'll just push those in and set them. So I've just set those eyelets. I'm happy with that. I may just put a little bit of Stella on here on some of this to give it a little bit more bling. Okay, I'm not sure whether you can see that, whether you can see where the light's catching that Stella, but in real life it's got a little bit of glitter on it now. So glitter, tassels, it's all going on, isn't it? So let's put the date on the back and try not to smudge it this week and try and get it up the right way. There we go, 26th of February. Hang our little tassel on and I'll tidy up and come back to you. Okay, so this is our purple card. I've used some really lovely abstract and quirky flowers, tried to stay with the theme of playful, and I think that it turned out pretty good. It's got some glitter, it's got sparkle, it's got tassels, it's got all the fun things. Actually, it's got all the things that my granddaughter would love. And just on the back there, that's the theme of the card for me today and today's date. So we'll add that one to the pack. It can live with the others. Thank you very much for watching today. If you liked the card and the video, give it a thumbs up. That'd be wonderful. And subscribe to the channel to help it grow. And I will see you next week for pink. And I think the splatter color is black. So see you soon, and thanks again. Bye.